Aloha, my name is Susie. This is yoga on the farm from the big island of Hawaii. Kind of have some moody skies today, and you can't really tell that the ocean view meets the sky back there, but I hope that you enjoy the view. This is my next video on restorative poses that might hopefully provide a little bit of relief to anxiety or stress that we might all be experiencing in this time. So I've got some more props, same props as the last one. Again, we have some substitutions for the bolster. If you don't have one, use a couple of pillows, even some throw pillows from your couch. And then I've got a couple of blankets. If you have a thicker beach towel or bath sheet, then you just need to have the one. But we'll go ahead and start with, this is a supported Savasana pose. So lots of different ways to make Savasana even more comfy than it already is. And Savasana's corpse pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the blankets to this starting fold. And then open up the other one. And we're going to put them both together. So that basically we're just making one big blanket. And then go ahead and put them down and then start to roll long ways, not short ways, the blankets until it's completely rolled up. And then you'll place that at the top of the mat. So your head is going to go up here all the way down to the tailbone. So if you're a tall person, which I am not, I am vertically challenged, you might need a little bit longer of a blanket, or perhaps you might even want to get some extension down here by placing another couple of blankets rolled up at the bottom. So just make sure that the crown all the way to the tail is completely supported. And then again, you don't need to have a bolster for this particular pose, so I will demonstrate it both ways, but it certainly is a nice added factor to additional support and can certainly feel super yummy. So I invite you to try it out, and then if it doesn't work for you, if you feel more comfortable without it, then do that for yourself. But again, this is just a supported Savasana, so we're going to come into it by placing the tailbone onto the bottom part of the blanket. And then let's go ahead, and I'm going to keep this off to the side. I'll demonstrate it without first. And then let's go ahead and roll the whole center of the back and body onto the blanket. So again, the top of the head is completely supported all the way down to the bottom from head to tail. And you might need to make some nice adjustments here if you find that your body is maybe teetering side to side. I have my feet probably about shoulder width apart here. You could even take them a little bit wider if you feel like you need to have some more stability. But basically just find something that feels nice and stable and where you feel balanced on both sides of the body, because we really want the blanket to basically be all along the midline or center of the body. So once we're here, again, making sure that the feet are grounded, all four corners of each foot. And then again, if you want to have a little props for underneath your arms, you could certainly put some pillows, maybe even some blocks, any sort of additional support if that makes this more comfortable. But here, once you're into the pose, this is the variation, first variation of this, again, without the bolster. And all we're going to do is close the eyes, soften the face, and take some nice deep breaths and begin to relax. So if this is your variation that you'd like, then please stay here. I invite you to stay here. Or we can add an additional support with a rolled up towel, a bolster, pillows, your choice, bringing it up to maybe about the mid thigh so that the knees and the bottom part of the calf or the upper part of the calf is supported. So again, coming into the pose, lying back into Savasana. And this time again, make sort of any sort of adjustments that you need to in order to balance on the midline of the body. And open up those palms. Palms are facing up towards the sky. The arms are open. Just feel this entire chest and heart space really open, and close the eyes if you haven't already. Begin to breathe in and out of the nose, hearing the sound of the breath at the back of the throat, that ujjayi breath. Make sure that the jaw doesn't have any tension that you're holding on to. Allow the teeth to part. And then take note of where the tongue is. If it's at the top of the mouth, on the roof of the mouth, go ahead and let it fall to the bottom of the mouth. Use each breath to bring some awareness on the inhales to this heart space area, opening it up. And then with each exhale, allowing the body to just soften and just truly nestle around the support of the blanket. You'll feel the shoulders start to open up, start to melt. And this takes a while, so again, it takes a minute for the brain to send the message to the body, to the parasympathetic nervous system, to actually finally relax. So please just take the time that it needs. Give yourself the time to truly enjoy the pose. If you have any thoughts that come in and perhaps feel distracting towards, this process, then, think of them as clouds. They're just kind of floating by. You acknowledge that they're there, but we're just going to let them float on by. And then check throughout your body. Do a little scan, starting from the feet and coming all the way up, and see if there's any tension that perhaps is being held on to. And using that breath, that prana, that life force, allow it to help soften, release, and create some space. I invite you to stay here for as long as you want. If you did this every day, it would be just such a wonderful gift to yourself. But as you come out, if you are either way, if there's a bolster or not, just bend the knees, placing the feet onto the mat if they're not already there, and then just rolling over to one side. And taking a couple of breaths there on the side before you come up. And pushing yourself up. But again, I invite you to stay here, give it some time, spend at least a good 5-10 minutes. It's a pretty wonderful pose and one that I highly encourage. So give it a whirl and let me know what you think, and hopefully this can eliminate some stress, reduce some anxiety, open up and relax the shoulder area. But yeah, thanks for joining me today, and I'll have more coming at you soon. Aloha.